Welcome everyone to our CFE info session. My objective here to help you understand how can you prepare and pass the CFE exam in the easiest, fastest way possible. And we are going to speak about the importance of the certificate, what is covered in the exam, and what is the best way for you to prepare. But before we get over all that, always I have a question, and I get calls every day. Someone will call me and say, Iyad, should I take the CFE? Is there a demand in the market for it? I work in internal audit, or I work in compliance, or I work in different domains. Do you think this is the proper certificate for me? And here I'm going to share with you the latest survey by ACFE. ACFE conducted in 2020 the compensation guide for our anti-fraud professionals. And what are the results of it? The results of it that if you have the CFE, actually you are going to earn more money compared to individuals without the CFE. They say globally, certified fraud examiners are earning more than non-certified fraud examiners by 34% globally. And where is the most demand we see? In UAE and globally as well, in the banking and financial services. In my classes, around 30 to 40% of the delegates who are joining us, they are joining us from the banking sector or the government sector. Why? Someone will say, why all the demand is happening in the banking and government? They say, because this is where the money is, right? This is where the fraud is happening most of the time, because fraudsters are targeting government entities, targeting banks. There are so many cases happening there. So this is where, if you are working in these domains, there's a huge demand, there is a huge need for that. So this is an area that, it will really help you in your career if you want to focus on. As well as someone will say, Iyad, I work in internal audit. Should I take CIA? Should I take internal audit certificate, or should I take CFE? We can see that most of the delegates who are joining our classes, they are actually internal auditors. So if you work in internal audit, it will help you the certificate in progressing. It will add value to your career compared to other individuals who are only earning internal audit certificate. Someone will ask me why it's important for me as an internal auditor to earn something like the CFE. And the answer is very simple. Most of the time, when you are going to find non-compliance issue, when you are going to find internal control deficiency, when you are going to find red flag, most likely you are going to end up with a situation where there is a fraud, or there is red flag related to fraud, or the investigation team, they ask you to help them in an ongoing investigation. So by you earning this qualification, that will help you really in advancing your organization, and maybe you are interested in moving to the fraud department, or working with a fraud committee, or helping the investigation team, or being part of the investigation team. So CFE, based on the delegates, they are joining our classes. We have around 30% of the delegates, they are from internal audit. And we can see this is increasing more and more. Now, what about Middle East? If I earn the CFE in the Middle East, do you think my salary will increase? This is one of the questions that I get all the time. And the answer is yes. They say 63% your salary will be more than non-certified professionals. And I have seen this myself. I have seen so many Saudis, Emiratis, Omani, when they earn this certificate, their salary improved. I have seen international delegates who are operating in the Middle East. When they earned the certificate, they were able to earn around 20 to 30, 40% extra in the same job that they are doing. And most of the time, you will benefit from CFE massively if you have more than 5 to 9 years experience. I have so many professionals who took it with less than 3 years experience, 4 years experience. It's okay. But I have so many professionals who will call me, say, Iyad, I have 9 years experience, 20 years experience. Should I take CFE? And I tell them, yes, your experience, that will show that you can do your job. But in front of the board of directors, in front of external parties, they don't know if you are qualified or not unless you show them the experience. But once you add next to your name the CFE, that will demonstrate that you understand what you are doing. That will add your credibility when you are writing the report. So this is why, even if you have so many years of experience, CFE, especially if you have 5 to 9, this is going to add you, help you massively in being able to demonstrate your, professional ability to be able to handle fraud investigation. Now, someone will say, so what are the issues related to fraud? Always I get this question. Iyad, I'm not good in accounting. Should I take this certificate? Iyad, I don't know how to do finance. Should I take this certificate? Iyad, I didn't study audit or fraud examination. I don't work in the fraud domain. Should I take the certificate? The answer is we are studying the different schemes related to fraud. So we are speaking about corruption, we are speaking about asset misappropriation and financial statement fraud. And the whole course is dedicated for you to understand the different kind of financial schemes, the different kinds of fraud that's happening inside organizations in different banking, government, insurance, healthcare, retail, groups, non-for-profit. So by understanding exactly the different schemes, you don't need to have accounting background, because what we speak about accounting, less than 3%. You don't need to have finance background, because we're not speaking about finance. We are speaking about financial fraud. We're speaking about the financial schemes. You don't need to have auditing or fraud experience background. What you need to have fraud related experience. The meaning, if you work in compliance, if you work in anti-money laundering, if you work in internal audit, if you work in external audit, if you work in accounting, finance, all that can help you. But you don't need to have fraud experience. It should be fraud related experience, related to the job you do. And most likely, whatever job you are in, you handle issues related to fraud. If you work in HR department, you handle issues related to employee fraud and employee terminations and employee misconduct and employee unethical behavior. If you work in sales, you handle issues related to fraudulent customers, fraudulent transactions, unpaid invoices, customers who are trying to play games, vendors who are running away. So you, whatever domain you are in, definitely there are different kinds of schemes that you are going to deal with. And these are the issues that we discuss in the class, covering all the aspects of fraud, from corruption, asset misappropriation, financial statement fraud. We speak also about external fraud. These are occupational fraud. We cover also areas related to consumer fraud, identity theft, intellectual property. We speak about cyber fraud. We speak about the different types of fraud that can happen from external parties, third-party fraud. So all that to cover the internal and external fraud. So someone will say, so yeah, we are gonna only speak about fraud. No. This is not a fraud certificate. This is a fraud examination certificate. So the focus when we are speaking here is not only about the fraud, the focus is only about understanding the different kinds of fraud and how can we investigate it. So here we are speaking about the different investigation techniques. We are going to teach you how can you collect the evidence, how can you start the investigation, how can you do the proper planning, how you are going to collect the evidence, how you are going to analyze the evidence, how you are going to go and conduct the interview with the witnesses, how you conduct the interview with the suspects, how you are going to go and write your fraud examination report at the end. So the class is covering all the aspects related to fraud examination from A to Z. So in that way, you will be able to carry out your proper job as a fraud examiner. Another question someone will ask me. So Iyad, this certificate is going to only focus on the exam? The answer is no. My focus is on two areas. Number one, on helping you and guiding you, figuring out how you can prepare and pass the CFE in the easiest way possible by telling you what kind of questions that are going to come in the exam based on the ACFE instructions. But at the same time, over 30 hours, we are going to discuss from A to Z all the techniques, all the real life examples that you need to actually deal with and how you are going to handle actual fraud examination. So at the end of the course, you are going to gain two things. You are going to become a certified fraud examiner, and you are going to learn all the techniques for you to figure out how to carry these skills on the job when you are performing fraud examination. Because what's the benefit of saying, okay, I have the CFE, I am certified fraud examiner, and at the end, when they give you an investigation, you say, I really just answered the question in the exam and I have no idea how to carry out an investigation. You need to have the skills as well as the certificate, two in one. But someone will say, so yeah, so in that case, fraud examination is about fraud and investigation. And the answer is no. There are other aspects we cover in the course, which is the law. It's very important for us to understand the legal elements of fraud. When we are handling corruption case, when we are handling asset misappropriation, fraudulent financial statement, what are the legal elements that we have to look at for us to be able to take this case to court? What are the legal elements of every different schemes of fraud, and how can we actually deal with them if we are handling civil case or we are handling criminal case, and how can we deal with them in civil law countries, in common law countries, how can we take the case into court, how can we handle the trial, how can we testify. So we cover also all the aspects related to the law, related to understanding how can we deal with all these situations. And this is really, really important aspect that we cover in the class, which is handling and understanding the law elements related to fraud. So as we discussed, we have the fraud, investigation, and law. So what we are focusing on in the exam, we are focusing on helping you understand from the beginning of the investigation, what you need to do by assembling the proper investigation team, and then how can you collect the proper evidence when you are conducting investigation, how can you do the proper interview to be able to get the information from the witnesses and the suspect, and we forget very important element, how can we implement the proper internal control compliance program, fraud risk management, to ensure that fraud will not happen, or to ensure that we can prevent and deduct fraud. So this is also a very important part of what we cover in the class. We call it anti-fraud techniques. What kind of controls you need to have? How can you conduct a fraud risk assessment? How can you have the proper ethics and compliance program? How can you have the proper corporate governance? What are the roles of all the stakeholders, like the internal auditor, external auditor, government auditor, board of directors, audit committee, risk management. So we need to be able not only to investigate fraud cases, but to have the proper internal controls to ensure this fraud will not happen in the future. So this is also a very important aspect that we focus on when we are discussing the CFE class. So there are massive amount of information we cover, and the CFE exam actually is 4 parts. We have 4 exams, 4 parts. Every exam is 2 hours, 100 questions, multiple choice, and true and false. So it's a massive amount of information you need to learn. And the fraud manual is 2,000 pages plus, covering all the stuff we discussed. If you want to pass the CFE exam, you have to read the fraud manual, 2,000 pages plus. I read it myself. When I took the CFE, it took me 6 months to read the fraud manual. But the issue when I'm reading, I have no idea what I should focus on, what is important, what is not. I'm just reading and trying to figure out and understand on my own. And there are so many things I don't understand, because when I took the CFE, I was studying on my 4th year in college. I didn't even have experience. And this will answer your question. Should I have fraud experience before taking CFE? The answer is no. When I took the CFE, I was studying on my 4th year of college. So I don't have any related experience related to fraud. And even with that, I studied for CFE and I passed the exam. After 2 years, once I have 2 fraud-related experience, it was in internal audit, I was able to earn the certificate. So this is something that you need to consider. You should not stop taking the CFE if you are recent graduate. And I have so many delegates who said, Iyad, I just graduated. I'm going to wait for 2 years, then take the CFE. I said, no, after 2 years, you are not going to have time. You are going to be senior manager. You are going to have more responsibility. You are going to get married. Life is going to advance, and then you don't have time to take it. Take it today. You just graduated, the meaning you are still in the study mood. Or you are currently don't have enough experience. You have 1.5 years. Take it today. So after half year, you can get the certificate. Don't delay, because you don't know in the future what's going to happen. Whatever you can do today is much better than before. When I studied, when I was in university, I took CIA, CMA, CFE. I took all the certificates before I actually graduated. Why? Because I was trying to finish them. So when I graduate and I go to work, I have no time to take certificates. I need to focus on doing my job and earning money and living my life. So always, when you are early in your career, is much better for you to take these certificates. In that way, you get rid of them quickly. And in that way, you add them to your CV, and later you can take more advanced certificates. This will help you in progressing in your career. So let me go back. So if you are planning to study for the CFE, this is what you need to do. You need to study the 2,000 pages. But we are going to discuss what is the shortcut that you can take for you to be able to study and pass the CFE exam quickly. Again, the exam is 4 exams. They are 2 hours, 100 questions each. 1 exam related to fraud prevention and deterrence, one exam related to financial transaction, one exam related to fraud investigation, and one related to legal elements of it. Now, very common question, Iyad, should we take them in any order? No, there is no order. You can take them in any order you want because they are not really related to each other. What is the time period that we have to take all the exam within? If you take the class with us, you have 60 days. From the first time you take the first exam. See, look, it's not 60 days from the day you start. It's from the first day you take the first exam. You have 60 days to complete all the exams. Another question I get, what if I don't complete them within 60 days? Would I lose? The answer is no. Whatever exams you passed during the 60 days, they consider passed. Whatever exams you didn't take or you took and you didn't pass for any reason, you have to pay $50 to retake. Only $50 because you are taking the class with us. If you are doing it on your own, you have to pay $100 to retake. And with us, you have 60 days to be able to take all the 4 exams. And it's very possible. We have delegates with us who pass the exam within 4 days, within 3 days. So 60 days is a lot of time, and that will give you, a way for you to relax while you're taking the exam. You don't have to do it quickly. Now, if you are thinking about taking the exam, what is the shortcut? What is the way that we have worked with ACFE to create for us to help you become certified fraud examiner in a quick, easy way over 4 weeks? We have created with ACFE a very nice schedule for you, where we are going to teach you the fraud examination techniques for you to pass the CFE exam over 4 weeks. So it's going to be 4 weeks. Every week we study one subject, then you take the exam for that subject over the weekend. So many of my students, they ask me, so Iyad, we are going to study 4 weeks and then we are going to take the exam. I said, no. You are going to study with us 4 weeks, and by the end of the last week, you are certified fraud examiner. Done. So first week, we are going to start in September. Our classes are in the evening, so they are not going to bother you. Another question someone will ask me, Iyad, what if I miss a class? The good idea that all the classes are recorded and the classes are delivered in Arabic and in English, and both of them are recorded. Another question someone will ask me, so Iyad, if the classes are delivered in Arabic and English, the exam is in English or in Arabic? The exam as of now is in English. But the good news that by December next year, the exam is going to be in Arabic, hopefully. This is what ACFE they are working on. But don't wait until December next year. And another thing, if you are not sure, join now and try to take it in English. In case you don't pass it in English, you can continue and take it in Arabic next year. But at least get started. If your English, I just get always this question. If my English is medium, my English is not so good, I will tell you something very simple. If you can understand what I discussed with you today in this info session in English, the meaning your English is good enough for you to pass the exam. So this is how you assess yourself. If you understood what we discussed here, the CFE is not going to be more other than certain terms. You need to understand them, and we teach the class in English and Arabic. So at the end of the day, you will know these terms, you memorize them, and I have delegates who their English is medium or a little bit medium to low, and they were able to clear the exam, but they have to have additional time to study. They need to do some effort. So if you are willing to do that effort, you can pass the exam. So again, the way we do it, it's 4 weeks. Every week we go over one subject. So first, September 18, September 20, September 21. We have 3 classes in the evening from 8 to 10 on Dubai time, from 7 to 9 on Saudi time. You study, you prepare, by the weekend, you take the exam. Someone will say, yeah, wait, I'm not interested in taking the exam over the weekend. That's fine. You can take the exam anytime you want. If you want, you can attend all our classes, or if you want, you don't have to follow the schedule. Remember, the sessions are recorded. In case you don't want to follow our schedule, you can study as you wish. You can watch the sessions over 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then take the exam as you feel. You want to study a lot, you want to study a little bit. Someone will say, yeah, this is too much. I want to do it in 4 days. You can. Our sessions are recorded. You can watch all the sessions in advance in 1 day, 2 days, and take the exam. So you can finish the exam in 4 days, in 3 days. We have delegates who were able to attend our virtual class and watch all the sessions and pass the exam within 4 days. That's possible. So it's up to you. We give you two things. We give you the live sessions where you are going to see me like this live, and you are going to speak with me and ask questions. And we have the recorded sessions that you are going to have and you are going to access. The recorded sessions are in English and they are in Arabic. So first week we finish. The next week we study the financial section, 3 days in the evening. Then you take the exam over the weekend. And we have the law section, you study. But if you are taking the class with me, you need to make sure that you submit your CFE exam application before the beginning of the class so you can schedule your exams in advance. And this is something very important. So many delegates, they take the class with me and they say, yeah, we are in the weekend, I need to take the exam. I say, did you submit your exam application? They say, oh, I need to submit the exam. Yes, you need to submit your exam application before the class. So in that way, ACFE will approve it. Then you can schedule your exams in advance. So make sure you register early. And as of now, you can still register. And you can register now when you can submit your CFE exam application before September 18. And in that way, you will be able to schedule your exam during our class. Don't register on September 20 and say, now I want to take the exam. It's going to be so hard for you to do it and no enough time to take the exam and study. So take it as you wish. But I have some delegates saying, Iyad, we just started the class. Can I still join? The answer is yes. If you decided to join in September 25, you can. Ignore the first week we studied. Start in September 25. Attend the financial, take the exam, and then later you can watch the recorded sessions for the investigation and you can take the exam later, or you can attend the next class we have. Every month we have a class. So you can still join in the middle. And I have so many delegates who join in the middle. They continue with whatever we are doing, and then they go back and they attended the section that they missed. So it's possible. What we are going to do, we are going to give you a study guide. The study guide we are going to give you, the workbook we are going to give you. It's summarizing the 2,000 pages into 75 pages highlighted with the questions in the exam. So in that way, ACFE told us these are the areas that we are going to test the delegates on, and you need to focus on. And wherever we tell you, you are going to get in the exam. This is the areas where ACFE, they are going to ask questions about. I have been delivering CFE with a course with ACFE for the last 9 years. I conducted more than 50 classes, and I can tell you, our delegates, wherever we tell them in the class, they get in the exam. And the questions for the ACFE for the last 9 years, they hardly changed. So we know exactly how to guide you step by step. And it's not something that I'm telling you, it's not a secret. ACFE, they told us, these are the areas we want them to focus on rather than spending your time reading the 2,000 pages, 75 pages per section. You focus on, you understand, and you can clear the exam. Now, the question that everyone will ask, so how much is the price if I want to actually join this class? The price currently, it's actually $4,000. But we have a special promotion, and special promotion is extended until today if you register, where you pay $1,997 plus VAT, plus 5% VAT, and you will be able to get the whole package. You will get the ACFE membership. Some will say, what if I'm already member? Don't worry, if you are already member, we will pay your next year membership. You will not lose anything. We will pay for your CFE exam application fee. We will pay for your CFE prop course where you get all the practice questions, 1,500 questions to practice. So in that way, when you go to the exam, you will really have understanding of all the types of questions that are going to come in the exam. What if someone say, well, Iyad, I already bought the CFE prop course. If you already bought the CFE prop course within the last 2 years, we give you $400 discount. Also, we give you the CFE workbook. This is the study guide that I told you about, where it's covering the main concept, the main areas highlighted for you to focus on in the exam. We give you the fraud examination manual online version. You get access to the CFE prop flashcard, and you get certificate of 30 CBEs. You can use it if you have other professional certificates like CIA or other CPAs or other certificates you need. And you get our online classes. You get the live classes and you get the recording session. So this is the full package. If you see this package, if you decide to do self-study and you study on your own, you have to pay for membership anyway. You have to pay for exam fees anyway. You have to buy the CFE exam prep course, and you need to have the workbook. So you are going to pay approximately similar to the price of the class that we have. So we are so happy that ACFE extended this offer as of now, and we can provide this price for you where you are going to pay close to the self-study option. So this is if you want to attend this virtually. But I know some delegates, they say, yeah, no, COVID is over. No more virtual classes. I don't want any more Zoom. Okay, if you don't want to attend us virtually, we have our upcoming class. And this is the last class and the only class that we have in 2020. Our next class after that is going to be in March next year. So this is the last chance for you to join the class if you want to attend face-to-face. The face-to-face classes are interesting. Why? Because we can help you in becoming certified fraud examiner within 4 days, not 4 weeks. You say, is this possible for me to become certified fraud examiners in 4 days? The answer is 100%. Every day you attend our classes from 8 to 5. Look what we do. We cover all the subject. Then in the evening, you take your exam. But you need to schedule your exam in advance. So you need to register with us in advance so you can submit your exam application, register and schedule. So you attend the classes. Whatever I tell you, imagine I tell you during the day, this is what the question, focus on this, focus on this. All the information are fresh in your head. You don't need to do anything. In the evening, you go to take the exam. You remember everything I discussed during the class, and you'll be able to clear the exam. Next day you come, you study one subject, you take the exam. Within 4 days, you can become certified fraud examiners. And the cool thing with this option, that if you register in our October class face-to-face, we will give you our online virtual class free of charge. We give you our recorded session free of charge. So you get 3 in 1. You get the virtual class that's happening. You can attend all our virtual class to prepare in advance before the beginning of the class. You get the recorded sessions and you get the 4 days face-to-face. So I have so many delegates who decided to go with this option, because in that way, you can study with me, you can prepare, you can have your book, and then when the class will come, you are already ready. You already answered all the questions, practice all the exams, and you already studied all the subjects, so you can easily come. I review everything quickly for you, and you can sit and take the exam and finish. So how much is this option? If you are going to take this option as of now, the price is not $4,000. We have a special promotion on it. It's $2,999. If you register for this option, which is include, like we say, the ACFE membership, the exam application fees, you get the CFE prep course, you get the workbook, you get the online version, and you get the online CFE classes, and you get plus the 4 days face-to-face. So you get the full package of online virtual, plus you get the 4 days face-to-face. So this is one option that you need to consider. I have someone will say, yeah, but I am not sure which one to take. Easy. The best way, if you are not sure, take this option. And if by the end of the virtual class, you feel that, okay, well, I like the virtual class, but I would like to go for this, you can just add $1,000 and you can attend our face-to-face classes and pass the exam within 4 days. So we have that option. You can take the virtual and then you can add the 1,000 and you can attend the face-to-face. And we have some delegates who took advantage of that and they were able to clear the exam within 4 days. Now, we have conducted, and I'm so proud and happy to tell you that we have worked with the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners to create this program long time ago, 9 years ago, and we have already the largest number of delegates globally that passed the CFE exam with any authorized trainer, more than 2,800 delegates. Over the 9 years, over 50 CFE classes, they were able to clear the CFE exam with us. And you can do it as well. And this is when someone will call me and say, yeah, is it difficult? Is it possible? Can I do it? I say, we already have a track record. We already have a track record of more than 1,800 delegates joining our virtual classes only over the last 3 years. So imagine the last 3 years, 1,800 delegates, they join our classes. Every class, every month is sold out because the massive number of delegates and the demand that we have for our virtual classes. And why is that? Not because we do something magic, because of our success rate. More than 90% of our delegates, they pass the exam from first time within 4 weeks for our virtual classes. But what about face-to-face? We are so happy to tell you we have already more than 1,000 delegates who attended our face-to-face classes and they were able to clear the exam. So also, if you would like to attend our virtual classes, we have more than 1,000 they were able to take the class over 4 days and clear the CFE exam. So many of them, they cleared it within the 4 days. Some of them, it took them a little bit longer, but you can do it as well. So if you are thinking about becoming certified fraud examiner, there is the hard way of studying the 2,000 pages, spending all this money, and trying your luck to see if you pass or fail the exam. And then in case you fail, you have to pay $400 again to take the exam. And you are gonna maybe not understand all the subject to figure out how to conduct fraud examination. Or there is the easy way. And as of now, the price that we have for that is very competitive. It's very close to self-study. So my suggestion, if you want to be able to gain the knowledge, shortcut your study period, especially you are professional, you have so many responsibility, and be able to become certified fraud examiner within 4 weeks or within 4 days, studying with us can help you. And I'm here to guide you step by step, like I guided all these delegates who were able to clear the CFE exam with us. So I wish you the best in your journey, wherever you decide to do. And we are always here to support you and help you in becoming certified fraud examiners. So in that way, we can help you advance your career and fight fraud. Thank you so much for watching. In case you are interested in joining our CFE classes, you can go to our website, openthinking.ae, and you can register for any classes that you like. Thank you so much for listening to us.